get a balance in the head.
Okay. I can't hear my voice at my microphone yet.
You can now.
That's it. Yeah, 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 yeah. My name's Dan Farrell and I'm the singer. I play guitar and I play bass.
My name's Alan Snelling. I play guitar, drums and keyboards and do some backing vocals, and some of the tracks I sing on myself as front singer.
My name's Nigel Boyer. I play keyboards, harmonica, I do backing vocals, harmony vocals, and on one track on the album I actually take the lead vocal.
Stargazer. I think Stargazer is a really good strong track. Danny's voice is really good on that. It's a good hook, it's melodic, the lyrics are good, the arrangement's very clear, and it's a good dance along song and everything, and I think we got a good arrangement going on that. So tragic now. Too many voices saying the same old things to me.
Well, How Do You See Yourself? I absolutely love that song. I'm very, very happy with that, the way it sort of came out.
You always think that you're not good enough, yet all your best lines come off the cuff. How do you see yourself? How do you see yourself? What makes you right?
I'd have to pick And Now because it's the one song on the album that I wrote and I also sing the lead vocal. Alan came up with a great guitar riff. Dan blew me away with some really, really good backing vocals, very Crosby, Stills and Nash-esque. So that's one that I'm really pleased with.
Sitting on my own, looking at the telephone, but it hasn't rung tonight like I hoped it might. Come on, friend.
Live My Dream is another nice song. It sort of starts off with a sort of an orchestra, and then it goes into like a sort of very rocky, acoustic rock sound with a very Ringo-esque drum pattern.
Cross my page. Once upon a long time far away, wish upon a star as it fades away. Have you ever figured out a Rubik's Cube?
Running is another one I've got a soft spot for. That's one of Alan's, especially at the end of the song when Dan's doing his thing, I'm doing mine, and we're kind of meandering around in the background while Al's ploughing on ahead with the main vocal.
Just for a moment, I could see it in your eyes. The love we shared, I'd always knew.
Writing on the Wall, really strong song. Harmonica is wailing away and it's quite moody and evocative.
I see the writing on the wall.
I think for something that was a bit more involved and heading towards a slightly more progressive area, Signs for me is the favourite track, because I think what it does, it takes you through a whole journey of acoustic, soft vocals, harmony vocals, big proggy instrumental, and a big play out at the end, which is very synthy and modern. So it sort of travels, and I think that track for me covers a lot of areas that I wanted to try out.
Searching for signs to show you the way. Searching for signs, it's just another day. Searching for signs.
One of the things that's quite important about our sound is that Danny plays left-handed guitar, but right-hand strung. So when he plays a chord and I play the same chord, it actually has a different inversion sound. So the sound is quite unique actually, and we've discovered this over the years, that it works really well in a lot of our musical approach.
When I was a kid learning guitar, I just picked up a right-handed guitar, flipped it over because I'm left-handed, and learned the chords backwards. I have to adapt my fingers to play certain chords because there are some chords that I just cannot reach that a normal guitar player could do. I have to really stretch sometimes to get certain chord shapes. But then similarly, on the other hand, there are some chords that I play that there's no way Alan can play because he'd have to be sort of double jointed to get his hand into the position that mine is, because it's playing it slightly differently. My downstroke is his upstroke, so the strings will be sort of sounding at different points within the chord, and they're very, very subtle differences, but it does give an overall unique sort of bandana sound.
The Beach Boys, the Byrds, the Hollies, and of course out of the Byrds and the Hollies we have Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, Joni Mitchell.
Well, the Beatles obviously is a strong one. The vocal harmonies being that of Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, possibly the Beach Boys and some of the Beatles harmonies.
Soul searching, soul searching.
Ever since I was a kid, I was inspired by the Beatles. I loved their melodies and I loved their harmonies and their melodic hooks that they got. And also for such young men in their 20s, they wrote very deep lyrics, and I really sort of plugged into those lyrics when I was a child.
You might listen back after recording the track and think, where that came from. You suddenly realise that there's an influence that's popped out of your head, found its way into a song, and you didn't even realise it at the time.
I would have to say Badfinger from the early 70s. They were a great influence on me, and I think you can hear that very much so in the guitar parts and everything. Genesis also, perhaps in the earlier days, that was a heavy influence for me.
It's G sharp it comes in at.
Or do you want it down here?
What's it all about? All this push and pull wears me out.
There's a couple of tracks on the album, Count on You and Writing on the Wall, which are very Stonesy, and I've got my 5-string Telecaster tuned to open G a la Keith to get that sort of rocky sound.
Your smile is pretty, your jokes are pretty. You say so much without saying a word.
Actually, the Police. As I say, playing the drums, I feel that some of the Police drum patterns and everything were coming through into my playing quite a bit. So that's quite a mix, and it's a very interesting influence.
It's a very democratic process, the Bandana process. We always discuss things openly, and we've got this rule that there are no bad ideas. Are you doing another track of it?
Yeah, on top.
Same sound or different sound?
Same and different sound.
Everybody's always
Some of the earlier tracks, we did actually sit round the mic together and hammer out the arrangement, and then we overdub on top of that. It's always a fun thing to do to start that way because you get the actual feel and the ingredient of the song as it's born.
You'll hear nods to the Stones, especially on Writing on the Wall, and probably Count on You. Very sort of Keith Richards feel to that with the open G tune that Dan loves to play.
two hearts in harmony.
We played a lot with the vocals, we tried different vocal harmonies.
First of all, you double track yourself,
Okay.
okay?
Yeah.
And then you can double track my vocals as well. in
Okay.
there. And we get some girls in with it, and
Yeah.
me, it'll bolster it all up,
Right.
okay?
Right. I love recording. Yeah, I would happily do it every single day. Absolutely. No, it was great fun.
We always have a lot of fun when we get together, and recording is such a fun thing to do. It is hard work, but we do make light of it, and it's serious at the same time, so it's a mixture of both.
To see me through, two hearts with empathy.
That's the sound.
Yeah. Fantastic
have a
detail.
Yeah, got that?
I think in the recording process we always try to push into new ideas, like putting certain things through guitar amps that wouldn't normally go through guitar amps.
Every idea in a creative world is potentially good. You know, it might sound ridiculous while you're saying it, but actually sometimes when you actually put it into practice, it's a genius idea.
And trying out different synthesizer situations under melodies and stuff like that.
But this is the first time that I've actually worked with Dan. He's like a tap, you turn him on and songs come out. And sometimes we have to cue them up because he's very creative and the stuff just keeps coming.
When we would relax, Alan would take us downstairs to his kitchen and we'd all have beans on toast, and that was our regular thing. Music session in the morning, break for lunch, beans on toast, cup of tea, and then back for another session in the afternoon. And that was really nice. That was a really nice thing to do.
It's good. So they're really, really great guys, and I'm very blessed to have those guys around me.
Alan would start something, he'd send it to me, I would add something, send it to Nigel, he would add something, and go back to Alan, and we somehow managed to sort of get the tracks done that way, and it did work very well.
We were all at home in our own studios, giving each other files and trying out different things.
A series of video conferences between the three of us, just agreeing on what was the next song we were going to work on, what was the structure going to be, how much have we already got recorded.
Using WhatsApp group video calls was our saving grace.
It was a little clinical, really. It's not the ideal way of working, but I think we made it work the best we could. And of course, if you're going to do that, you've got to be in communication at every level in the game on that, I think, which is very important. And I think we obviously did try to be as informative with everyone or each other as we could be.
It did affect the process, but I think we kind of worked around it pretty well.
We carried on, and I think it really didn't make our work suffer at all.
Half the album was done without the three of us in the same room, and I don't think you can hear the fact that we weren't in the same room together. It's a very tight together piece of work.
Well, there's something that creeps up on me to take me by surprise. I locked it away.